So with the 2019 NFL season over and done with, and with the 2020 NFL season right around the corner, I thought it might be fun to go back and talk a little bit about the quarterbacks we saw play in the 2019 NFL season. More specifically, I thought it might be fun to go through the top quarterbacks heading into 2020. So today I'm going to be giving you my list of the top 10 quarterbacks heading into the 2020 NFL season. But before we get into this video, I need to thank you all in advance for 7,000 subscribers. The fact that we've gained 1,000 subscribers since my last video is, man, it's absolutely insane. Thank you all so much. Also, I want to quickly mention that only a small percentage of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed, so if you do end up enjoying this video and haven't done so already, please do consider subscribing for daily NFL football videos. And with that being said, let's get started. Kicking things off, coming in at number 10, we have Kirk Cousins. Now, right out the gate, I know that some of you are going to get pissed off at me, but I genuinely think that Kirk Cousins is a top 10 quarterback. Let me explain. Look, Cousins is a very frustrating quarterback to watch, and it's not because he's a bad quarterback. Cousins is solid mechanically, he's very accurate, has great footwork, a solid arm. That is when he isn't feeling pressure. When Kirk Cousins finds himself under the big lights, he simply loses himself. His mental goes a little bit crazy, and he kind of just falls apart. He's absolutely phenomenal, though, when his mental is in check, and if he can constantly keep it in check, he'll be regarded as an elite quarterback in the NFL. And hey, maybe this win in the wild card may have been enough to get that metaphorical monkey off his back. Or maybe I just have too much faith in Cousins. Seriously, though, I think that he is a top 10 quarterback. Moving on, coming in at number 9, we have Ryan Tannehill. In 2019, Ryan Tannehill silently put up some of the best numbers in the league, which can all be summarized by his league best 117.5 passer rating en route to winning the Comeback Player of the Year award. Now, people will laugh at this pick as well, but I think Ryan Tannehill gets a undeserved bad rep for his time with some really poorly coached Miami Dolphins teams. He does fall in my list a little bit due to the fact that even though I do have faith in him, I don't know if Tannehill will be able to be consistently great. That said, in 2019, Tannehill was silently one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the league, and I definitely think that the Titans have found their future in Ryan Tannehill, who should hopefully continue to produce in 2020. Continuing down the list, coming in at number 8, we have Carson Wentz, who had it really rough last year, as practically the entire Eagles team caught the injury bug in 2019. However, even with this, Wentz was able to prove that he was capable of taking the reins and led the team to the playoffs by the skin of their teeth, while putting up some really solid numbers in the process. And for what he had to put up with, Wentz was really good in 2019. There's some people that like to say that Carson Wentz isn't better than Nick Foles, or that the Eagles should have traded Wentz away and kept Foles. Man, Foles couldn't even beat out a 6th rounder in Jacksonville. Foles would have been awful had he had to put up with what Wentz had to last year, so cut that shit out. Fact is, if given some wide receivers and if the Eagles can stay healthy, which is a big if, Wentz will definitely shine in 2020, similar to how he did in his 2017 campaign. Moving on, coming in at number 7, we have Tom Brady, who struggled a lot last year. I'm going to attribute a good portion of this to his lack of support on offense, but at points it felt like Brady just wasn't himself. I do think there was a small amount of regression when it comes to Brady, and the reason why I say this, even with his lack of support seriously bogging him down, is because it really wouldn't have bogged Brady down this much back in the day. Back in the day, Brady would have dominated, regardless of the lack of offensive support. Fact is, though, Brady is still a top quarterback in the league despite what his 2019 season may tell you, and a lot of that can be attributed to his football IQ. Brady beats defenses at the pre-snap and is one of the best pre-snap quarterbacks we've ever seen. Regardless of any physical regression, I am expecting Tampa Tom to seriously rebound, thanks in part to the boost of his supporting cast in 2020, but as of 2019, with Brady having the same QBR as Jameis Winston, who threw 30 interceptions, he's going to fall out of my top 5. Next up, coming in at number 6, we have Aaron Rodgers, who really has not looked the same since his injury back in 2017. Now, after sustaining an injury as serious as he did, I'm not saying I didn't expect him to take some time to return to form, but I can't say I expected it to take this much time. Now, Rodgers has been getting progressively closer and closer to his proper form as the weeks and years have passed. At this point, though, I'm wondering if we'll ever see Rodgers fully return to form and play like he did back in the day. I'm wondering if part of this is actually a genuine regression in his play. Ultimately, though, we will have to wait to see if Rodgers will ever fully return to form. I do think there is some regression in there, but with how serious his injury was, I'm not 100% positive. Regardless, still a top 10 quarterback. Moving on, coming in at number 5, we have Drew Brees, who even at the age of 40 is putting up some insane numbers. He is statistically the most accurate quarterback in the NFL right now and shows absolutely no sign of stopping anytime soon. Now, Brees' arm strength is not what it used to be, but much like Brady, Brees does not need a top-notch arm to pick defenses apart limb from limb. That doesn't mean that he can't still air it out if need be, and I think we will see him go for more chunk plays with Emmanuel Sanders replacing Ted Ginn, who couldn't catch for shit. Fact is, he has physically regressed, but much like Brady, Brees is practically unrivaled when it comes to his pre-snap game, and his football IQ currently is, and really always has been, his biggest strength. Fact is, the regression in his arm strength doesn't really matter much as Brees continues to put up some crazy numbers and is still playing at an elite level, even at age 41. Continuing on down the list, coming in at number 4, we have Deshaun Watson, who can seriously put the team on his back when asked to, man. I mean, this is the same kid who escaped a sack, took a cleat to the eye, and threw a touchdown all in one play. And with DeAndre Hopkins being shipped out of Houston, I think Deshaun Watson is going to emerge as a Russell Wilson-esque quarterback. A quarterback who's great despite a serious lack of talent around him. I mean, he already has a similar offensive line down to Russ, as he did lead quarterbacks in sacks taken in 2019, getting an absolute beating with Russ coming in second place. At the end of the day, though, Deshaun Watson is an incredibly accurate and incredibly talented quarterback with a ton of potential, and I look forward to seeing what he will be able to put together in 2020. Entering the top 3, coming in at number 3, we have Lamar Jackson. Now, Lamar Jackson is a lot like Michael Vick, but like if Vick could actually pass the damn ball. Like, yeah, Vic became a better passer in his later years, but ultimately Lamar is like a more refined Michael Vick. Now, I'd say that Vic was definitely faster than Lamar, but on the other side of the coin, Lamar is definitely the shiftier of the two. And again, he has that added layer to his game of being a phenomenal passer. In his 2 years in the league, he has grown so much as a passer, making leaps and bounds that will only continue to grow as the years pass on by. I'm a little bit concerned, though, with his back-to-back poor playoff performances. I'm worried that he's starting to become Peyton Manning 2.0, where he'll absolutely dominate in the regular season, but kind of struggle a little bit in the playoffs. But regardless, Lamar is going to be a ton of fun to watch in 2020. Moving on, coming in at number 2, we have Russell Wilson. Now, Russell Wilson is seriously the most underrated quarterback in the NFL right now, and that might sound dumb with people constantly ranking him as one of the top quarterbacks in the league, but in my opinion, there is absolutely no way in hell Russell Wilson shouldn't be at the top 3 of every quarterback ranking. Russ puts the team on his back every damn year, and without him, the Seahawks would be absolutely nothing. They would have the first round pick in the draft. That's how bad they would be. Yet, even with the severe lack of supporting cast, and even with him getting absolutely mauled thanks to his team's poor O-line play, Russ still manages to carry that team and put up MVP caliber seasons almost every single year in the process. Man, I'm telling you, give the poor man an offensive line that will keep him from consistently being one of the top 3 most sacked quarterbacks every single year, and it will be game over for the league. And with that leaves only one player who could possibly occupy this number 1 spot. You already know, coming in at number 1, we have Patrick Mahomes, who may just be the most talented passer that has ever graced the NFL. In his first 2 seasons as a starter, Mahomes had a season where he threw for 50 touchdowns and 5,000 yards, a deadly combo that only 2 quarterbacks have ever done in what was his first season as a starter, and has also managed to lead the Chiefs to the promised land, winning a Super Bowl. The fact that there are people that are saying that Mahomes is overrated absolutely blows my mind. This is really the start of what happens to every great quarterback, though. Everybody loved Tom Brady in his first year or two, but he became too good to where everyone began to resent him. Fact is, though, this is the start of something incredibly special, and when all is said and done, I fully expect Patrick Mahomes to be regarded as the greatest of all time. That said, that is going to just about do it for this video, but before I go, let me ask you, who do you think is the best quarterback in the NFL?